my spore crawlers, having my queens. He's down to 3 phoenixes. Still hasn't produced any more. I can't say I blame him. I'm going to be pushing these back, but these guys, 4 kills, 2 kills, they've more than paid for themselves in terms of setting me back. You know, I'd be at well over 100 supply right now in terms of units, and just sending these lings back out there because he still doesn't really have that big of a ground army. And there goes another phoenix, and more gateways going down. This is just a lot of tech. He's going to need to expand because he's getting pretty close to mined out. And I actually migrated most of my workers over here. We go back to the income tab right here, 32 to 22 harvesters. My biggest thing that I'm going to need to do right now to maintain this advantage is solely make sure that I can stay ahead economically, and he is not expanding. So, if you can see right here, I morphed an Overseer, and I actually dropped a Changeling in here. And right now, I know that he's got these buildings up, so I'm expecting these Sea Colossus in just a minute. This Overlord is going to get picked off over here, unfortunately, to my dismay. But, you know, that's just kind of to be expected now. With this, I did go ahead. You check it out, I'm building 5 mutas. Now, the reason I'm doing that is kind of a gamble. If he continues to mass-produce phoenixes, my mutas could be a very poor choice. But, seeing the robotics facility over here and the robotics support bay, I know that he's going to probably be transitioning away from these units. He might build a few more of them, but I'm not expecting to see too many more of these out on the field, because if he deploys more than 5 or 6 of these guys, they can decimate a pack of 10 to 20 mutas, you know, without too much of a hassle. That's just, it's trying to win a game of rock, paper, scissors when your opponent is going scissors and you're determined to win with paper. It's just kind of a bad choice. I'm getting my creep spread a little bit more because now that I've got all these queens, I need something to do with them. The best thing I can do is spread creep. And going back over to the income tab right here, 41 harvesters to his 22, I'm going to start to peel ahead really hardcore in terms of economy. And I could be doing a little bit better at my saturation, but, you know, being that one of the bases is getting close to mined out, I guess I can live with what's going on. If we look at that 12 Mutalisks, I think I got supply capped, and I just decided I'm going to spam units. I'm actually going to try to expand up here as well, just because I sent this Muta around, flying around, because I'm like, you know, maybe with that robotics bay, he dropped a warp prism, and he's expanded, but, you know, this makes me pretty confident about what's going on right now, that he is not yet expanded. And we can see right now he's doing ground weapons +1 and getting that thermal lance. Now, the first thing, as a Zerg player, if you're going to deploy any type of ground army against Protoss, you almost always need to get armor +1, especially for Zerglings, because Zealots now start two-shotting Zerglings once that's done. It's ridiculous. And he's building cannons over here. He's probably expecting, I don't know if he's expecting Mutaplay. As far as that goes, I don't know if I've even revealed to him that I have Mutalisks. But I am also transitioning into Roaches, because I know that, you know, I'll need a little bit of a ground army to help clean this up. And right here, my Muta's going to tell me, oh, that expansion's going down. And right here, I've got a beautiful little pack of Mutalisks. And actually sacrificing another drone to build this over here, I could have, you know, quite a few more harvesters in terms of that. Like 16 and 16 would be 32, and then 12. I should have, you know, at least 44 harvesters. So, I mean, it's not terrible. But here comes his ground army. And I'm sorry I missed that right there, but let me rewind it for just about 20 seconds. And we're going to play this out. So he's moving out right now. He's got a decent little pack of Phoenixes, he's got 2 Colossi, and he's got a healthy mix of Stalkers and Zealots on the ground. That is not really an easy force to deal with. Now, I've got my pack of Mutas, I've got 17 Mutas. And right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be poking in here and I'm going to be checking it out. And I catch this Phoenix and this army because of my creep, having that spread out right there. This is why this happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my Mutas back. And because I can see what he's got going on, I know that there's actually not that many Stalkers there. There's a few Phoenixes. Now, this is a risk on my part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move in with my Mutas. And, you know, as you can see, he just moved. He did not attack move. He's pulling them back, but his Colossus gets stuck out here in the front. Now, what I'm doing, I'm picking off these Colossus right here. This is 100% essential. That is so cool how they just like crumble under the weight of themselves when they explode. We check this out. I've lost about 5 Mutas. 2 of them are in the red, but that's okay. That's just fine. We'll go over the production right here. I've got 3 more of them coming out, +1 weapons nearly done, because this army right now became 10 times less intimidating. These overlords actually got swooped into the fray of this. I'm going to pull around, try to get them circled. Queens are going in there. They're going to scratch the hell out of everything. These overlords just maybe taking a shot or 2. But right here, without those Colossi in there, this army is literally food for you know, the rest of my troops right here. And let me speed it up. There's no reason to watch it quite on slow-mo. And what I'm focusing on right now is just getting these stalkers picked out so we cannot kill any more of my mutas. The goal is, if I can save my mutas, the more mutas I can save, the better off I am, because zerglings and roaches are recyclable. And right here, I'm actually going to migrate all of these drones right away from this base, just because there's absolutely no reason to lose them. And, you know, just kill these Elots. They don't stand a prayer, a hope, a chance, anything of that sort. Going over to the income right here, I'm still ahead 40 harvesters to 24. His income's going to skyrocket a little bit just because I'm not harvesting off of that base. And I'm just going to jump right to this one, you know, heck with it. This base, you know, you've been a good base. I'm just going to go over to my new one and keep on punching out units. And right here I'm going to send my mutas out. And I'm just going to get an idea for what's going on right here. Going to pick off a few drones. I'm just going to... Oh, that was a mistake. No need to lose those mutas. But, you know, realistically looking at it, this is a lot of tech for one base. And not having that expansion has sorely hurt my opponent in what he can do as far as production goes. And now that my drones are back and up and working again, I'm almost doubling him. Not quite doubling, but I've got a pretty substantial lead in terms of my economy, and I'm just producing mass zerglings right now, mass mutas. So my plan, actually, having seen all of those stalkers, after what just happened to his Colossus, I'm just assuming right now, and this is without scouting, I know, my bad, you shouldn't assume, that he's going to go mass stalkers to counter my mass mutas, especially having that +1 weapon upgrade. Really deadly, and he's actually going to send an observer and see what's going on. My plan is to actually build up a lot of mutas and get a decent number of roaches, and hopefully keep the Colossus count down. And as we can see, there's not even a Colossus going out on the field, because he probably just does not have the economy to fund building all of those Colossuses again. This is something that he can afford, and right now, he's actually counter-pushing with this group of troops. He's probably hoping that I didn't have time to rebuild, and just killing my creep. God, that is so annoying. But if you can see, I've just got so many zerglings here. I've got roaches, I've got mutas, and I'm just going to push out and move out against these guys now. Get a surround on those Zealots, move around, get a surround on these Colossus, and they can try, I mean not Colossus Stalkers, they can try to run away, but Zerglings are just so fast. Mutas wrapping around the side, catching them in a pincer movement, and these guys are just going to go down. He's deploying Zealots to try to stop all of my Zerglings, but at this point, there's really only so much he can do to try to defend me. You know, we can pull these guys back, and these Zealots are just going to be Zerglings, but just look at them kill those Zerglings with that +1 weapon upgrade. That is just disgusting how quickly they kill them. But these Zerglings just getting probe food down here. They're just eating everything alive. That's so awesome. We've got roaches. They decide that they want to kill photon cannons. That's what roaches like to do. Here we've got some stalkers moving in, and these overlords, they just want to see the action. You know, I could definitely, I guess, be dropping creep, and right now I've actually set my rally point. If we check it out, right over here to his base, and if we go to the production right now, I'm not building anything, but I should be, because I'm gas starved, but I've got so many minerals in there. We go 10 units worth of Zerglings. I'm probably larva starved as well, and this is basically going to be a GG from him. He's got no mining potential, very few troops out on the field. These stalkers, he's doing his best to micro them and whatever he can, but the overlords, they're just coming in for moral support, cheering on everyone else. I'm focusing down these pylons. Qwasar GG's, and that is going to be the end of this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and I think that this is actually a really good game to bring to YouTube, just because when I played the game, I had a lot of different things going on in my mind, and there's good things here that I can take away from watching my replay, and I hope that you guys can too, like peeking up here and just realizing that if there's cannons here, and you don't see warp gates at a 7-minute mark, something tricky is going on. Stargate, quick Robo Bay, you know, Dark Templar Shrine hit him way the hell back here. Something's up, and you've got to do something about it. You know, if you suspect DTs, that means Overseers right away. If you suspect air, which is what I did, that Evo Chamber needs to go down. You need to get these Spore Crawlers. That essentially shuts down most Phoenix Flame. I mean, if he rolls in there with like 10 Phoenixes, he's going to start popping Overlords in Queens, and there's not much you can do about it. But at that time, if he takes that much time to deploy that, you got to move with your ground army. You know, if that happens like 20 minutes into the game, you can't do that, because then he's going to have 10 Phoenixes, a wall of Colossus and Stalkers and whatever the hell else up here, and you're too late. You've already lost the game because you weren't aggressive enough, you didn't push, or something like that. sending out those Zerglings, seeing that it was about 8 minutes into the game, if he deployed all those Phoenixes, he's not going to have much down here for defenses, maybe a few cannons, but you've got to at least try. You've got to poke out, because the Zerglings can absolutely not attack Phoenixes. They're just sitting there looking pretty, and let's just face it, Zerglings are not all that pretty. They're not worth looking at like that. So, anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed the game. This is Malikicowtipper signing out.